Hi.
In here. It's fine. Come on in. We're live. It's good. Sorry about the grunting to start the post show, the Big Dumb Post Show.
Have not been Cotton Eye
We're
Joe.
keeping it very
I've been
casual.
married long time ago.
This is
Where
day
did
2
you
in
come
our,
from? Where did
our-
you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
There's a reason that's going to be in your head.
All day long. All day.
Everyone else gets that tomorrow. I was just talking to somebody in the hallway as the show ended, and they're like, "What were you laughing about?" And I'm like, "We came up with the Funanigans idea." It happens right before we come in here. Like Funanigans ideas happen.
Yep.
And then like this, we've talked about this before on the post show. Sometimes, and this is one where like over the holidays, I thought about this idea, like getting somebody with this idea. But it had to be somebody that was like super serious.
Super serious. Works at a super serious place of business.
Yeah. So then we filter through Funanigans, like people can submit. And we found one and we have this idea. And like it's either gonna be really good or it's just gonna fall flat. We never really know.
You never really know.
But
Half
in my
of them
head,
fall flat.
it's no, they do not.
Tomorrow's does not. Tomorrow's
Like
is
that.
better
Okay.
than most.
We're working on the microphones in here. We're in a different studio.
Yeah,
we
we're
don't
in a
have
temp studio.
Okay, so the microphone is
I like this vibe though. I know I talked about it yesterday,
you
but
were
I could take a
laid
nap.
back, and I was like,
I could
"Dude."
lay down in this
Yeah.
chair.
Okay. On the Big Dumb Post Show today, a couple things that we can catch up on. One, these are things that we usually don't talk about on the show or we didn't get to talk about enough. I feel like we need to dive into why you tried to burn your house down so many times as a child, because you will casually just throw in something like you used to light parts of your Christmas tree on fire. And then I can even filter that through I'm raising 3 boys, and that's not normal.
Okay. let's go to the beginning. So, it's the 80s. Okay? It's the wild west.
We just raised ourselves
in Fort Collins, Colorado. And so my parents, they would put the tree up, and I loved being under the Christmas tree. I would get under there and lay.
Real tree?
Both, either fake or real. Because it's so comfy and warm from the lights.
Under the tree?
I would get under the tree and lay.
I've never done that.
I've got pictures of me as a kid just laying under the tree. Now, back in the 80s, the bulbs on the tree, they would get hot, right? The old school bulbs, right? The bigger ones.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I've never felt one of them, but
okay.
yeah.
But they get hot. And I mean, definitely a fire hazard. I don't know why more houses didn't burn down in the 80s, but that's why we have lights now that aren't hot. I'm sure there was a few incidents.
Dry wood, hot lights, what could go wrong? Insert child.
So like the years that we would always go up and cut down our own or something like that. We would do that a lot as a kid. When I was a kid. And
God, you went all in then.
Yeah, and it was a great memory, but the tree would go up, and after a couple weeks, the dog is eating the water, drinking the water and whatnot, the tree dries out. Well, then you can pull some of the needles off and try to burn them in the hot lights that have been on for hours. And I would do that. I would lay under there, grab some tinsel, melt it on the light as a little boy does. Try to
yeah. As a little boy does.
It's a top memory.
I remember it was so cute.
But my dad would get mad. And
my favorite Christmas memories are when my children too tried to burn our house down.
Right.
Like children do. That's not normal. Like
no, but I mean, as a kid, as a boy, I had an older brother. I'm sure he taught me how to do it.
Right. And I mean, all joking aside, boys do dumb stuff like that. Kids do, but like
dumb stuff.
There's been 2 situations where I've questioned my children's, like even their intelligence. Like this can't be normal. And one of them was hearing glass shatter everywhere in my garage. Everywhere. And it's Joey who works here now. He must have been like 6 or 7. And he is standing there with a broken beer bottle that's shattered everywhere. And I go, "What happened?" And he goes, "I threw that on the ground." And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "I wanted to see if it would break."
Yep.
And my response was,
man.
It did. It did.
Boys love seeing what will break.
And Ian was a light stuff on fire kind of kid.
Yeah.
Like he would he was doing something with his Matchbox cars, and he lit a napkin or a paper towel on fire inside the house and then went to run outside. So what happened is he left like burns across the kitchen rug and the carpet on his way outside to burn down a Matchbox car or a tree or whatever it may be.
I tried to burn Matchbox cars. I would burn a lot of things.
Did you?
Toothpicks, candles.
Ants?
I mean, ants. Yes. As it's in our DNA to just burn things and break things. And if it was a Christmas tree, fine, burn it. If it was a Matchbox car, fine, burn it. You just have to break stuff. What was it, Limp Bizkit? Just break stuff. You just got to break stuff.
I'm telling you, just call your mom today.
I know,
like,
I know.
I'm sorry.
I think it's sad though that you never experienced growing up a real Christmas tree.
Yes.
Can you do it this year? Do you already have your tree up?
I already have a tree up. No. Yeah.
Would you consider next year doing it?
I don't know. Did you ever think, that something alive was going to be in there?
No.
Or
what did you think would be in there? Like a squirrel from Christmas Vacation?
No, not even big, but like ants or bugs or termites or something.
Well, yeah, spiders for sure.
Spiders. Okay.
We've had spiders crawl out. Yeah. I don't care. That's fine. It's all part of the experience. It makes your house smell good for a minute.
We did. When there was, I know I said this on the show this morning too, but this is dead serious. When the little town that I grew up in, we had a wood burning fireplace, and this was in Minnesota, so it's cold all of the time, except for when it's death hot in the summer. But you would need wood for your furnace, wood burning furnace. Yeah. And we did stack it downstairs. We had mouse traps around, so because you don't know what's in your wood. But if there was like a tree down, swear to God, my grandparents had a CB. And they would get on CBs. And this is the 80s. Okay?
What do you mean a CB? Like a walkie-talkie?
Yeah, but in their vehicles. They would give fishing reports.
How old are you?
I know. I'm younger than you, which is crazy.
Jeez.
But this is how small my town was. They would get on the CB for a couple of different things. If there was fires, if there was a good day fishing.
Somebody was running some moonshine.
You never tell on that. No. But if there was a tree down, we would have to go chop it down.
There was a tree down?
Because that's free wood for your furnace.
Come on, kids, let's go.
If there were a storm, you know how many hours I spent in a cemetery because it's open and like a tree would be down? I swear to God. And like we would go. My mom has a picture.
You can take that wood. It's not just free wood.
Who's going to stop you? If it came over on the CB, come... first come, first serve.
What is the story?
Swear to God, my mom has a picture of me on a
Somebody's
four-wheeler.
Around, there's a tree down. Tree down. Yeah. Get on the CB. Listen, buried by old man Winchester. In the corner of the lot, there's a tree down, and first come, first serve. You get it.
Yeah, it is, Verge. Yeah, we got an oak down at the cemetery. Okay, tell Daryl. That's what it would sound like,
And at that point, Daryl would get the kid. Put your shoes on.
Yeah.
Get your shoes on.
You would think I'm kidding. I cannot make this up. I had gloves and we would go, and our job was they would chop it or they would like cut it up with the chainsaw. Yeah, the chainsaw.
At least you had a chainsaw.
And then we would haul it to the four-wheeler, and then we would take the four-wheeler and we could drive it, and then we would back it up to like our egress windows downstairs that were not legal. If there's a fire down there, you are screwed.
Not to code.
You're not coming back. Do not put Christmas tree down there with Fizz. And we would dump that. Please comment on this. If anybody is from the Midwest, this doesn't sound as crazy as it might to you. But I say this because the first time I ever heard a swear word was on the CB. And in my grandpa's, it was the SH word.
Oh.
And we had just gotten back from fishing because we would just fish like during the weekdays. Because, if you have time, you would do that.
You're not a monster who fishes on the weekends.
Because I grew up.
You're cutting wood on the weekends, duh.
So we went fishing and we got in the back, and my grandpa got on the CB and said, yeah, this Verge just out to Hattie, which was Lake Hattie, just out to Hattie, didn't catch nothing. And somebody came back on and said that's because Verge can't fish worth SH. And I was like, I was so offended because somebody said my grandpa couldn't fish.
Oh,
I know. I went and cut down all their trees. It's the first time the little dark side of Tracy came out.
I feel like we needed a little campfire here for the story.
I'm telling you.
A nice little Christmas tree and
Yes.
you know
what we should
would have
do?
been a cozy story with some hot chocolate.
Oh, I don't know if it was that. I mean, you heard what I just said. It's not very cozy. It was a lot of
Well,
work.
cutting down the trees
Yeah.
from the cemetery
Spending time in a cemetery to heat your home.
leaves a warm spot in my heart.
Fishing to eat. Yeah, you're right. Gather around, kids. You freaking weirdos. Okay, I think we should do a hometown tour and take our radio show.
Of your hometown?
No, and yours.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to go up the Pooter. He's
Okay.
from Fort Collins area. But I think it would be super funny to go back and I could seriously show you. Like that's the cemetery where people are buried, and I could show you the old house. I could show you the egress window that I would haul it in. And like you could meet these people that I talk about that are real.
As long as I get some tater tot hot dish.
Oh my God, you would
I'll
have
go.
a line. Yeah. You would have a line of people wanting to overly feed you.
Oh man.
And then like you could eat 7 plates full of food and they would still give you more. And if I, as a woman, ate like half a plate of food, they would be like this. She's had enough.
Place you call Minnesota sounds magical. Sounds like a magical fairyland of.
Did we get on this topic? This is why I love the post show. This is what we do in our office. I feel like it's more casual that we're in these chairs.
I know. These chairs lend to those kind of stories.
Yeah. I mean, should we wrap it up or should we just keep going?
I could go for a while.
I could too.
It's got things to do.
All right.
You have things to do?
I guess we got to go.
Okay. I was spinning a yarn, Matthew. Spinning a yarn.
All right, have a great day.
Bye, guys.